it's Sarah with SarahScoop.com, and I'm here to give you the scoop on all of your favorite things. Welcome to The Sarah Scoop Show. Hi everyone, it's Sarah with SarahScoop.com, and I'm back with another episode of The Sarah Scoop Show. Today we have Maitlyn Pezzo as our guest. She's been on Nickelodeon and is now working on a new web series called Dirt. And she's here to give us the scoop on everything about her role, plus life as an actress. We're going to jump right into your interview. So first off, you've got quite a history with acting. You were on Nickelodeon, correct?
Yeah, so Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn, which was so much fun.
Can you tell me a little more about that? What was the experience like? How did you end up doing that?
Yes, of course. So that was one of my very first jobs in Hollywood. I had been on one TNT show before and then a bunch of short films, but it was my first bigger part. And everyone was so nice. All the kids were so much younger than me, yet they still kind of took me under their wing and showed me the ropes and showed me how to do it. And I got to play a really fun, broad character that's not like me at all. And that's always really exciting to do in acting.
So are you originally from Hollywood or did you move there? What was the story behind that?
I was actually born in New York and then moved to Florida when I was 1 and was raised there and then moved to California, did a back and forth thing for a couple years and then officially moved to California when I was 13 and I've been here ever since.
There are so many people that are probably looking up to you that dream of being in Hollywood and being in shows, series, movies, It's such a competitive world, but you're so optimistic and doing so well. Do you have any advice for those people?
Yeah, honestly, I would just say as long as you really love what you're doing and you continue to have a good time, the competition and the not necessarily failures, but setbacks that you will run into don't seem that bad because you're doing something that you truly love. You know?
Exactly. How did you know that this is what you loved? What was your childhood? What was that like that made you I want to be an actress?
Well, my mom always jokes with me that I pretty much came out of the womb performing. I had a top hat on and tap shoes and stuff. But I was put in a preschool that was all about making up your own shows. We would make our own sets on paper and we would create stories and dress up in costumes, and I had been doing it ever since. And then I started doing theater and musical theater, and then I started doing acting and was like, this is exactly what I want to do. I get to be paid to do make-believe, and I was like, this is great.
I saw on your Instagram you wrote professional liar or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's my Instagram bio right now. Yeah, professional liar, because it's true. You get to be somebody else for a little bit and then go back to being yourself, and you get to explore all these new avenues of people and things, and it's awesome.
With, we get to see your success on the end, but obviously there are auditions, and you touched on this, the setbacks and things like that you don't necessarily get. How do you, what keeps you going? Versus, some people, I'm sure, everyone goes out to Hollywood when they want to be an actress or something, and a lot of people give up on their dream, but you're not doing that. What is keeping you going?
Well, I'm super lucky to have an amazing support system. I have my mom and my best friends, and some of my acting coaches and fellow actors are very supportive. You think they'd be competitive and cutthroat, but they're really not. They're all really wonderful and they're super helpful. You'll call somebody at midnight and say, I have an audition tomorrow morning. Can you run lines with me? And they'll come over and they'll run lines. And you have to know that everybody, even the most famous actors out there, don't get certain parts. So if you go there expecting to get everything, you're just going to be disappointed. And you know that not every part is right for you. But getting to go in front of people and getting the experience is sometimes better than actually getting the job.
Right, because I love that, because we have a lot of people who will watch this interview. They're obviously going to be interested in hearing more about you, and they most likely will have an interest in pursuing a career path that you have. And so I think it's good that you're so transparent about that and giving such good advice.
I drive down Hollywood and I'll see billboards and stuff. I'm like, oh, I auditioned for that, didn't get it. I auditioned for that too, didn't get it. And that's okay. I just enjoy the experience.
But you did get a new role recently with Dirt.
I did. I'm so happy with Dirt.
Tell me all about Dirt.
Okay, all about Dirt.
Yeah, everything. So, I want to know it all.
Dirt is a web series, and it's about teens and motocross and how they deal with life and hardships that happen in life. and my character's name is Celeste, and she's like the cool new girl that comes and like puts a wrench in things, and she's like this really cool, empowering female character, which I also really, really love that I get to play something like that. And she's just so fun. And then everyone on the set has been so nice and so welcoming. And it was one of my bigger roles that I've ever gotten. And
Congratulations, by the way. It's
thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's honestly been one of the most incredible experiences of my entire life.
so you get the call that you get that role, and it's like what you've been dreaming of. Like, what did you do?
Yeah, okay, so I had gotten the call the night before that I was on a veil for it, which means that it's like down to you and one or two other people. And the entire ride home, I listened to that song Hall of Fame by The Script, and I was like, this is so cool. And I was like, I was coming home from a water park, and then when I got the part, I was at the gym, and they were like, hi, you got the part. Can you come to a table read in an hour? And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And so it was crazy. I went from like 0 to 100 really fast. I was like, okay, I'll be there. And like ran out of the gym and like showered and went to the table read. It was amazing.
It's so crazy, like, because just interviewing people, or like if I attend like movie things or things like that, it's like all of these people have, like, it seems like it happens overnight, but it's not. Like, you've been working so hard on this, and I think that's what's so cool, is seeing when, like, this is a huge role for you, and I feel like give it a few years and you're gonna be like having an even bigger role, and we're gonna be like, wow, this is so incredible to see your journey playing out.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's crazy because I've been in like this one acting class since I've been 10 years old, and I've watched people come in and out of that and get huge roles, and then have people just go home and decide they don't like it anymore. And it's crazy because you see all these famous people and living their dreams, and you don't see like all the hardships and all the hours and just like a little tiny black box leader just grinding away at the craft. And I like putting light to that because it really is. It's tough, but it's so much fun, and it's totally worth it.
So putting it out in the universe, what is like your ultimate goal, or like a dream? Like, it sounds like you're kind of getting to play a dream role right now, but like,
No, I really, really am. Celeste is one of the coolest roles ever. When I saw it on paper, I was like, I really want this role. And then I got it. I was so excited. But no, I have always kind of liked villains because I would like to consider myself a nice person. So getting to play someone that's really not like me at all, and like a super evil villain in like a Marvel movie or a fantasy movie would be cool, like with superpowers and stuff. I would be out for that in a heartbeat.
oh, I love that. That's so fun. So what do you do then, like, if you're not acting? What's your, like, hobbies, your, like, stress relievers? Like, what keeps you going when you're not being an actress?
Okay. So I am a big fan of like board games and card games and stuff like that. So when I was younger, like I said, I did musical theater, and I was really young, so it was a lot. I was usually the ensemble. I wasn't the lead or anything. So I spent all my time playing card games in the back, and my mom taught me a lot of card games when I was a child. And then I also really like chess. Chess is my favorite game. I play it all the time. And then let's see, I like to travel. I watch a lot of YouTube because I'm a teenager. I go to Disneyland. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. It's just like whatever is there. I like to hang out. I like rollerblading a lot, which is new.
How has, like, when you're talking about being a teenager and, like, school, how has that worked with, like, the acting life?
Well, so I was homeschooled my entire high school experience. I'm graduated now, and I'm taking like a gap year before I figure out what college I'm going to do or anything like that. But yeah, I was homeschooled, and the school I went to was so nice with my acting schedule. And it was cool because the program I went to was for actors or like kids training for the Olympics. So they knew that they had crazy schedules and they didn't have a specific regimen. So like my best advice is go to a school that knows acting is your thing and is okay with you leaving at 2 p.m. in the middle of the day to go to an audition or having to film for a month in Canada. Like they know that you have other priorities.
When you were working with Nickelodeon, can you talk about your role with Nickelodeon too? Because you said that was like one of your biggest roles that you got to start out with. And sorry, I know we kind of passed forward to that a little bit, but I feel like that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Yes. So, so my character's name was Indra. She was a wrestler, and she was so fun. Like I got to wear a tutu and a sweatshirt, and I was like, this is great. And I got to work with, the guy who plays Arwen on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Yeah.
So I got to work with him, and I remember fangirling so hard. I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, I grew up watching you. I don't know what to do. And he was like, you're really amazing. Like, keep persisting. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I made a fool of myself, didn't say anything intelligent. But yeah, it was a really great experience. And what I thought was funny is that was my first time on a soundstage, and I had never been on a soundstage before. And it was crazy seeing how next to each other there will be like the living room set, and then there will be the school set, and it's right next to each other, and it's like not a full house. And that was a huge learning experience. I was like, oh, everything's just right here. Here we go.
Okay, so just for fun, because you just seem like you're so sweet and fun, what do you do to get like in character? Like, are you like whoop and like face change?
Like pay kind of thing? I personally listen to music. Like, I'll create a playlist that I think goes with the character. So like Celeste, I have a whole playlist of her, and they're all like super like intense and motivational songs. And I'll do things that like for season 2 of Dirt, which is filming right now, which is very exciting. Yeah, so for season 2, I created a playlist for the entire like storyline of season 2. So I'm a very music driven person. So anything that has to do with music helps me get into character.
Oh, that's so fun. When you're filming for Dirt, for example, like you're doing season 2, what does your typical filming day look like? Like, you work a lot of hours when you're doing these shows, correct? Like, I'm not in them, but you are.
No, Dirt is crazy. We had so what's kind of different about Dirt as opposed to other shows is we film 8 episodes in like 3 weeks. So we'll do, whenever we're at the racetrack, we'll just film there's like 2 days out of the racetrack out of the 3 weeks that we're filming, and we'll just film every single scene that takes place at the racetrack, no matter what episode it's from. So you're like jumping from episode 1, and then you like change, and you're on episode 6, and so you have to remember what happens. So the days are long and they're crazy, but it's like such a big family that everybody wants to be there. Like, one time I wrapped early, and they were like, you can leave. And I was like, I'm going to just hang out. Like, I'm happy to be here. So it's really, they're long days, but they're so fun that when we stop filming, everyone's really sad. We're like, we want to film again.
That makes me like so happy to hear. Like, I just like love seeing people doing what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
When it's wrapped and filmed and everything, and you get to see the episodes come to life, like, what is that like from your point of view? Because you get to watch yourself.
I know. It's insane. I remember when the first episode of Dirt that I was in came out, I had this big watch party with like my best friends, my family, and it was so weird seeing it because it was like, I remember filming that. I remember what I was doing. I remember where everybody else was. I remember what day that was. And it's super surreal because like I've seen it before, but it just seems different now that this character like comes back every single week, and like having fans like be super happy to see this character and support her and like make edits of her. I'm like, wow, like I'm so happy Celeste has impacted you all this much and I get to portray her.
I love how you like refer to the character by name, because you really are like playing someone, not yourself, which I think a lot of people will watch movies or shows and they'll be like, oh, that's what she's like, you know, and you're like, it's a character.
Yeah. And I like to make Celeste her own entity because I feel that she is her own being and I want her to be her own being. And like Maitlyn is Maitlyn and Celeste is Celeste. And yes, they blend for sure, because I would definitely like to say I'm a lot like Celeste. I just think she's like a much cooler version than I am. Like, I'm a little nerdier than she is.
I like totally, I mean, if I was like, you know, a casting producer, I would put you in a Marvel movie. I'm like, I can see it from this.
I appreciate that.
It's so fun because they're all so happy and excited, like the people that are acting in those movies, and you just have that very like go-getter spirit. Which, speaking of, okay, so we talked earlier about like people that want to follow in your footsteps. Like, I feel like you've really taken the plunge. Like, you're like, I want to be an actress. I'm not giving up on my dream. And a lot of people do like try it a little, like kind of step a foot in. Like, do you feel like people just have to go all in to actually be successful?
I would say so. There are those rare cases where somebody comes out for a week, auditions once, and boom, they're a movie star. but that's one in a million. If this is something you really love and you're happy doing it and you could see yourself doing this forever, then like you have to commit. And I'm not saying like your life is over, it's only acting, classes 24/7. Like, no, I still go to Disneyland. I still just have lazy days on my couch. I go to the beach. But I've also been there and been like, sorry, I can't hang out today. I have to work on this audition. And that's another thing. Like, one of my cast members, Blaine, is one of the most dedicated guys I've ever met. He like, we were all hanging out one night and he's like, I have an audition early tomorrow morning. Like, I'll see you guys next time. And we were all like, yeah, I mean, I get it. So you just have to be willing to give up some fun things for something that could be amazing in the long run.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking with me today. Where can people watch Dirt, and how can they follow you and keep up with all the amazing things you're doing?
Yes. Okay. So you can watch Dirt on Brat's YouTube channel. So you can write Dirt Brat TV and it'll usually come up. And then you can follow me on all social media at Maitlyn Pezzo, MAITLYNPEZZO, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maitlyn. It was wonderful talking with you, and I look forward to seeing you in more shows and movies. And
Thank you. I hope we can talk again soon. You're so great.
well, thank you so much, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to The Sarah Scoop Show.